What chance does a privateer have?
Welcome to Supercross.
What do you say to a factory ride?
Arlington numero dos. 48 hours ago, we had Arlington 1. Today we have Arlington 2. Well, actually, it was last night. The track. I've got some little bit of insider information that guys are actively working on making the tracks safer, better racing, easier, which is cool. I think they're moving in a good direction. The racing is suffering a little bit because of the track designs. It feels as if the guy that gets a whole shot wins the race. So there's not a whole lot of back and forth racing. Do I like this track better than the first one? I do. I do. I take that with a grain of salt because this one had a lot of little singles to it. It gave off some vibe of sort of a half motocross, half supercross type setup, but I don't think the little singles help because they could have saved a lot of dirt on the outside lines that in berms that nobody was using because everyone was just follow the leader. It just creates for woods racing is all it does. Is guys just huck the inside and it's just single track from there on. Shouldn't really be on a supercross track. Supercross track needs different lanes. Dude, like back to the old MX Unleashed video games and things where they had split lanes by the tough blocks. I think we should see more of that, you know. Big high. I guess they sort of had that with that right after the single. Then there was another higher end and then you could jump off. I like that. We should have more of that, but maybe even down some of the straightaways almost. But then the track would need to be so much wider. I don't entirely know what they should do, but they should not make those little singles is essentially what I'm trying to say. If I go back to my buddy Chris Cooksey and his idea with the smaller knobbies would be tearing up the track less, make it a little bit safer. For everyone out there that says that the whoops, guys need to stop jumping through the whoops, well, these were a huge, massive set of whoops. And as the night goes on, whoops that are nice, big and round start becoming more sharper and having a bunch of little cups in them to where now guys want to jump over them because it's safer, easier on the body, easier on, I guess, the lungs, the actual motor system. I want to say circulatory. Maybe that's the right one. Anyway, I'm not trying to sound too smart because we all know that this is a Johnny Hopper video. But if you don't want guys to jump through the whoops don't need to be as sharp and get cut down, essentially. So how to do that? Less knobbies, track be a little bit safer. And, guys, you'd be hearing na 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 na. And speaking of the whoop section, give it up to Webb for crashing hard and coming back and winning. That just shows how confident this guy is. I don't know if Roger Coster is feeding him something special or Alden Baker. Well, Alden is probably feeding him something special. But just the combination of the two, the dude is on another level, at least mentally. And everyone else is suffering because of it. But it takes a lot for somebody to eat shit and then come back and
not be like, oh, I just need to get through tonight. I just need to get through tonight.
And actually go forward. He even said on the podium that it was good to be knocked down sometimes because then he was able to push.
But man, you know, after that crash today, it's nice. I mean, it sounds crazy, but sometimes it's good for you to get those big hits, get that fear back in you, and ride the thing that kicked you off. So super pumped on that main event.
It's just a backwards way of thinking. Every time I got knocked down, I was like, oh, maybe should I stay down? But that's probably why I'm making YouTube videos now. Anyway, more about those whoops. I guess, you know, it was before the whoops, but Freezy has a way of taking out people in reverse, even your teammates. And then Anderson just decides to wheelie over the tough lock and just haul ass right next to the whoop section. I think that was a great line. AMA didn't think that was a good line, so they docked him 1 position. What's interesting about that is you can totally tell him hauling ass next to the whoops. And they only docked him 1 position. Even though he didn't really gain any positions, to me that seemed more of a wrongdoing than what McAdoo did. McAdoo actually crashed in the whoops, lost a bunch of positions, got back up, slowly he did cut off the corner, but got back on safely and wasn't just WFO. And they docked him 3 positions, and he lost the points lead because of it. It doesn't make sense. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Any longer. This has been the worst, most backwards day of my life.
You misunderstand. Okay. All right. Bop. You know what? Okay. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is.
When flags and riders cause people race wins, nothing happens, but you barely cut the little corner and you lose 3 positions as far as point. I don't know, dude. It just doesn't make sense. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And completely off topic, those white motorcycles, Deano, what were their mechanics doing? Were they putting his rear wheel, were they storing it in a cryo chamber? That thing just exploded. And it just came apart, just looked super brittle and fragile. I'm starting to think, maybe that's what happened on my front wheel. What do you guys think? How did he not die because of that? Seems... There was a joke there, but the joke's gone. Todd Harris. They need to keep Todd Harris as one of the commentators. I think he does a great job. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. So, that wraps it up for Arlington numero dos. I want you to hit that like button like you just got the whole shot in the LCQ. All right? Just whole shot the like button. I don't know if that's going to catch on or not, but anyway. Unless you're jumping through the whoops. It's more of a